Coming up on the Memorial Day special of the Space Update, we're going to be talking all about SpaceX's future plans, space tourism, and the Delta IV. This is the Space Update. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Space Update. I'm being joined here virtually by Gabriel. This is how we'll do it for some of our episodes. Gabriel, how are you doing?
I'm doing awesome. Can't wait to teach you guys about everything that Nathan just said. A lot to learn.
Yeah, so we're going to start out. There was a couple of Starlink launches lately. Gabriel, what is Starlink?
So, like Nathan said, there have been many Starlink launches lately. Starlink is SpaceX's, or basically SpaceX. It's more Elon Musk's satellites that he launches on board the Falcon 9, and their job is to bring high-speed internet to places around the world, and there are actually many competing companies, especially OneWeb, which is launching aboard the Soyuz. So
yeah, what their goal is to basically provide internet for places that don't get satellite connection remote, and also just to provide super high speed, like compared to using, let's say, Comcast or Spectrum. It's so much higher because there's a huge constellation of satellites. There's over 500 Starlink satellites. Moving on to the next topic, let's talk about space tourism. So last week we talked about Blue Origin, which is auctioning off their flight, but let's talk about some other space tourism. So Inspiration 4 is a mission 2021 by SpaceX. So you know Crew Dragon that flew DM2, all of the other stuff. That's going to be flying 4 people. That already happened. It was through St. Jude's. They had a couple of doctors and patients. I think it was 5 days. How long was it?
It hasn't launched yet.
No, how long is it going to be, the flight?
It's going to be 5 days. Or 3 or 5 days.
And they're not going to the ISS. They're just going to a low Earth orbit.
They're going to a higher orbit than the ISS. And one very cool thing that I saw, they're putting like a glass dome instead of the docking system, so they're going to have, the people on board will have an awesome view. And
so that's one of the space tourism. But another space tourism, the Soyuz, which is the Russian rocket, they're going to have these things where just in the beginning of the ISS, you could pay to go on a Soyuz. That was the beginning of space tourism. If you don't know, that's a fun fact. Lots of rich people from Europe would pay to go because that's how the Soyuz functions. You can just pay to go, contact Russia. That's how ESA Europe gets on it. I don't know why I said Europea. So they're now going to be auctioning off a couple of seats coming up, and then we have another mission, the Dear Moon, which we're not going to talk about fully. 6 people going to the moon, artists, painters, everyone, along with a Japanese billionaire. So space tourism is really looking good, and I think it's like the step before we get to Mars for long-term human stays in space. What do you think, Gabriel?
Yeah, I agree with that. There are like a lot of people are going there. And it's just paving the way for space tourism. Is paving the way for humans eventually being able to go to space on like a routine trip, like flying in an airplane, maybe even eventually driving a car. So that, everybody will own a spaceship car or whatever.
Yeah. Well, moving on to our next topic, the CRS-22 mission, which is launching on June 3rd. Maybe we'll be able to stream it, I don't know. But Gabriel, tell everyone about it, what the commercial resupply is and what they're doing.
Yes, CRS, which Nathan said, stands for Commercial Resupply Mission. And there have been 22 of them launched by SpaceX on board their Falcon 9 rocket with their Crew Dragon, or Cargo Dragon. It carries supplies for the ISS, and this one is very special since I think they're launching some types of like octopus and other animals.
Yeah, I saw it. It's crazy.
Yeah, and
So let's go to our next topic. A little bit further away from Slick 40, we're gonna move over to Slick 41. I always mess up which one. Well, actually, no, that's Slick 37, where the Delta IV has been launching for a pretty long time now. It's one of my favorite rockets. It's orange. It's like a ginormous Falcon Heavy. It's one of the greatest rockets, biggest, but it's very cost intuitive and just very expensive. They're going to end in 2024. They only have 4 or 5 flights left. Coming up next after that is the Vulcan, and I think that the Delta IV really paved the way in this new commercial spaceflight era. So we're going to show you a bunch of clips of the Delta IV and its past.
Status check to proceed with terminal count. Propulsion. Go. Hydraulics. Go. Locks. Go. Second stage system locks. Go. LH2. Go. Electrical systems airborne. Go. Ground. Go. Facility. Go. RFFTS. Go. Flight control. Go. Com. Go. GCQ. Go. Operations support. Go. Pneumatics. Go. Umbilicals. Go. ASGAS. Go. UCS. Go. Redline monitor. Go. Quality. Go. Op safety manager. Go. New liaison officer. Go. Vehicle system engineer. Go. Anomaly chief. Go. Range coordinator. Clear to proceed. Launch director. Launch vehicles ready launch. Mission director.
You have permission to launch.
Proceeding with the count.
Main engine ignition. 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff. Liftoff of the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket carrying the NROL-44 mission for the National Reconnaissance Office.
So that was a look at the Delta rocket. Coming up after that is the Vulcan. Again, we're going to talk more about these other rockets coming soon. We have a lot of stuff coming in space in 2022. But let's move on to the HOP update portion of this video. Gabriel, so I hear SN15 is scrapped. What's going on with that?
Yes, SN15, in case you haven't watched our latest video and have just missed a lot. SN15 launch, landed the first one not to explode of the other prototypes called SN. So SN15, it landed, and there were some talks about reflying it, although there were many things that had to be done before they could refly it, and they just decided that'd be worth scrapping. I thought they'd put it in a museum, because Elon Musk is cool. He wanted to say, oh, it's not a big deal, even though he's trying to make a big deal out of it. So he's scrapping it, and so good job, SN15. You did it, and you were
for everything. But now there's actually nothing on the pad, so we won't be seeing anything soon. And you already have the 10-day forecast, so that's going to end it for this video. Thank you all for watching this. Thank you. Bye.